If you have watched our coverage, you may have seen some of the fact-checking we've done of one of those political narratives that was out there for various reasons about whether black men are supporting Harris enough. Is that a weak point? In fact, we'll just show you the numbers and you can see the reality. When you look at the male vote, you have 36% of white men roughly supporting Harris. When you go to Latinos, it's just over split to about 53%. And then the gender gap completely crumbles with one group of men, black men, who actually overwhelmingly back Harris at 72%, just as they did Hillary Clinton when gender and race was the issue, but race was not. Now, the Daily Beast has argued black men have already potentially helped win this election. Quote, black men and black voters have become the demographic to be proactively courted. So we want to dig into this with the facts and some special guests. Rickey Smiley hosts the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. That is where he's interviewed everyone from Barack and Michelle, as you see there, to Snoop Dogg. His book is Sideshow, Living with Loss, and Moving Forward with Faith. And then returning to the broadcast, our friend Kevin Liles, former chairman and CEO of 300, once ran Def Jam, a hip-hop icon in his own right. If you know, you know. And he has been working with the Harris campaign on these very issues. Welcome to both of you. Rickey, I'll go to you first. Your thoughts on all the above. I showed the numbers. It looks like both for Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris, black men have been stepping up.
Yeah, first of all, good to see both of you. Kevin, you know I love you. Ari, thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
It's really good. I started getting phone calls from Roland Martin when they started doing the Black Men for Harris, just to be a part of that. And it felt like the foundation of them just trying to build up support for Harris because, this country is just as sexist as it is, some of the other issues that the country have. And, I don't have a problem seeing a woman in power as long as her policies align with, with what I have going on and my family and my people. And we know what it was like under Donald Trump because he was president for 4 years. So, I was all in from day one, but I don't understand what's been the issue from other black men and what's been taking so long to get black men to come around because at the end of the day, your mother's a black woman, your sister's a black woman, and our mother had to lead us to where we are now. If it wasn't for our mothers, Kevin, you know this, we wouldn't be where we are. So it was not an issue.
Now, Rickey, I didn't know you were going to come on live TV and talk about Kevin's mom.
He can do that. He gets a pass.
But you're doing it positively, I guess. Let me thank you. Let me bring it to Kevin. You've been on this program many times. You are one of those people who has many things. You're a polymath. We could say, oh, you're an entrepreneur. Oh, you're a business guy. Oh, you're a culture guy. You're also a political guy working with Harris. What do you see in this conversation in politics that's missed out on some of what's really going on in quote unquote Black America and all of America?
Well, first off, great to see you, Ari.
Great to see you.
It's to me, you see the numbers, but I have to tell you, I was in Philly and Rodney Peete, Bakari, we had one of the football players from the Eagles, a couple of us having a real conversation at a black-owned restaurant. First question, Bakari said, how many of you guys are voting for Trump? No hands raised. It's a myth. What they're doing is trying to confuse everybody. They're trying to divide us. The second thing is, the P I'm pushing right now is about this policy. So her policy, I'm a serial entrepreneur. You know this. I've paid hundreds of multimillionaires over the years, and now these multimillionaires are now making other millionaires. And now she's saying, you know what? I want to fuel that by giving you guys $20,000. I'm for people alone. I want to fuel that by empowering you guys to be stronger and better. That's the policy P. I have to be with her. And then I have to tell you that the other P I'm pushing, that it's personal. So it's personal because I have a son who saw his first black superhero, and it wasn't Black Panther, it was Barack Obama. I have 3 daughters, Gigi, Vivi, and Kayla, who get to say, Dad, we have a black female president. And I have a grandmother that died, and before she died, she got to say to me, Kevin, can you believe there's a black man in the White House? These are all things that are personal to me and why I support Kamala and why I go out on the road in Atlanta with Spike and Samuel Jackson and D. Nice and all my guys.
Makes a lot of sense. Rickey, were you listening? Kevin put that, I thought, really in an interesting way. He also got the push and pee in there, which is a reference to his own artist, Gunna. So he's doing more than one thing.
Yeah, Kevin, you're absolutely right. To see Kamala Harris become president of the United States, it would be something historical in our time. Whoever would have thought that we would have had an opportunity to see our first black president with Barack Obama, and then possibly, first black woman president. Member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, probably would be read in by a member of Delta Sigma Theta, with Judge Ketanji, and on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, which is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, so the Divine Nine. Everybody, I definitely feel like I can speak for everybody in the Divine Nine. We are fired up and ready to go.
And Rickey, I got about 30 more seconds for you, and I got another question for Kevin. But out in radio, out in alternative media, what do you think is important or being discussed that we might be missing in traditional media?
Yeah, we was having conversations this morning about the United States Supreme Court, even with the issue in Virginia when they're taking people off of the voting rolls, and how the Supreme Court, and that's why we have to win really, really big, because if this thing comes down to the wire and they start filing cases, start filing to the United States Supreme Court, Trump has the Supreme Court stacked. And we're looking at another situation with like 2000 Bush versus Gore, where the United States Supreme Court, if we don't win big, could decide who becomes the president of the United States.
You're hitting on some things I think that are on a lot of people's minds right now. We've certainly been preparing for all of that, including fact-checking efforts to lie about the law, to commit crime in our newsroom. Rickey Smiley, good to see you. I hope you come back.
Love you, Rick.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Kevin's still with me. We booked you to have this conversation, and then we got other news today, and I don't know how much you could say about it, but Young Thug is a big artist. People have heard about his case that was an alleged RICO case in Georgia. This was the case, to remind people, where art, black art, as you've called it, lyrics were being used, attempted as criminal evidence. He has pled, which is a sort of a resolution to part of the case. What, if anything, can you tell us about that?
I couldn't say too much about it for the last 2 years because I was going to be a witness for him. But today is a great day. You have a father, a leader of his community coming home. You have a son that gets to hug his mother.
So by pleading, he'd been held, and I just want to remind people, there were a lot of Republicans, Trump officials, all white people who were free before their trial in the same jurisdiction. He was being held not because he was convicted, he was being held in pretrial detention.
Yes.
And so you're saying tonight that this deal will now mean for the first time he leaves.
I hope to see Doug tonight.
Wow.
I hope that he hugs his mother tonight, hugs his 6 kids that he hasn't seen, and more importantly, gets back to changing the face of Cleveland Ave. He was a beacon of light. And what happened is they took that beacon of light out of the community to darken the community. And now he's going to go back and shine even brighter. And welcome home, Doug.
Great. So interesting to get you on that. And then the last thing I'll say is just big picture. What, if anything, have you learned either about Kamala Harris or maybe about our country this year? Because I've always found you to be such an astute observer. We had a big switch. We thought we were going one way with Biden-Trump. We had a late switch to Harris. You've been out there. Is there anything that stands out to you in the same way that the Obama era sort of taught us things?
Yeah, I think what stands out to me most is that we really have a divided country. We had a president who wanted to actually give police kind of immunity for, being not protectors, of us. I know Stop and Frisk personally myself. I'm lying front face on Sunset Boulevard with my hand behind my back with a gun to my head.
That's an experience you've had.
This is a personal experience.
As a respected business leader, yeah.
As a CEO, I'm laying front face. I understand. Was doing an interview with a very good friend of mine, and she started crying and said, "Kevin, if I didn't have Planned Parenthood, I probably wouldn't be alive." This is firsthand stories. I know that there's men that saying, "Mate, you know what? I got my degree. I want to start a business. Now I have that opportunity." People are getting charged and excited again. And it's one thing that Rickey said that excites me so much. He said, the power of a black woman. The black woman taught me how to budget. The black woman taught me how to make money, save money, go after my dreams. And I'm just inspired every single day. And I want to say, Republican or Democrat, I am an American. I'm an African American in this country, and people who follow the policies and put policies forth that I believe in for my culture and community, especially for hip hop, I'm going to be all for it. So I'm all about Kamala Harris, and I'm all about going out hard for her for the next 5 days.
Kevin Liles, always great to see you, especially on all these topics.
Always, brother.
Great to see you, man.
I'm grabbing a lighter.
You take a couple lighters. And our breakdown on Elon Musk, my vote don't cost a thing, that's next.